Have you ever imagined living an entire week without spending a single dollar? No morning coffee, no takeout, no Netflix, no shopping. A student at Ohio State University, Heather, actually did it. And her story might just make you rethink your own life. Hi, I'm Heather. I'm a junior at Ohio State University majoring in communications. If I had to describe my life in one word, it would be comfortable. Not rich, not wild, just comfortable. I come from a middle-class family in Columbus. My parents both work. Dad's an engineer, mom's a teacher, and they've always made sure I never had to worry too much about money. I have a student apartment near campus, a stable allowance every month, and honestly, I've never had to think twice before buying something I wanted. My life had a steady rhythm. Wake up, grab an iced latte on the way to class, lunch with friends at Chipotle, some light shopping at Target or Amazon in the evening. I told myself those little treats kept me sane between classes, but by the end of every month, my bank balance always dipped lower than I expected. Most weekdays looked the same. I'd start with coffee from the cafe downstairs and $5. Then, I'd buy a salad bowl for lunch, $12. If I was tired, I'd call an Uber to avoid the long walk across campus. And in the evening, maybe order some sushi while watching Netflix. It wasn't just food. Sometimes I'd scroll through Instagram, see a new skincare product, and think, why not? I deserve it. A new top here, a candle there, maybe a small decoration for my dorm. Nothing extravagant, but it added up. On weekends, I usually met friends at Easton Town Center, grabbed brunch, and spent a few hours browsing stores. We'd laugh, talk, take photos, and go home happy. Lighter in the wallet, heavier in shopping bags. I never thought much about money. Why should I? My parents helped cover tuition, and my part-time campus job gave me enough to have fun. That was my version of normal, until one afternoon in the student forum changed everything. It started as a random post on our campus discussion board. Someone wrote, "Would you dare to live 1 week without spending a single dollar? The rules are simple. No buying food, no coffee, no transport, no entertainment. You can only use what you already have." At first I laughed. 1 week? Easy, I thought. But the comment section exploded. Some students said it was impossible. What about bus fares, coffee, or groceries? Others said it sounded like a good way to understand your spending habits. The thread became a mini trend on campus. People started sharing memes, photos of empty wallets, and jokes like, "Day 1 starved, day 2 dead." Something about it intrigued me. Maybe it was curiosity. Maybe I just wanted to prove that I could do it. I told myself, let's try it. Just 1 week. How bad could it be? Day 1. The challenge begins. When I woke up, I felt an odd kind of excitement, like I was about to start a secret mission. I looked at the clock. 8 a.m. Today is Thursday. I announced out loud, "All right, starting now, no money for a week." Then I cleaned out my wallet, took out my debit card, and kept only my student ID. I opened the fridge and made a list of everything I had left. 2 eggs, some instant noodles, half a loaf of bread, a can of beans, and a frozen pizza. Not a gourmet selection, but it would do. I made myself breakfast, dry toast and black coffee from the jar I'd almost forgotten I had. Then, instead of taking the bus, I decided to walk to class. It was a 30-minute walk, and halfway through I realized I might be late. By the time I arrived, I was sweating and out of breath, but proud. Financial warrior, I thought to myself. But at noon, my stomach started growling, and the cafeteria smell was torture. I reached for my card instinctively, then remembered, no money. I sat through my next class, hungry, reminding myself why I started. That night, I boiled noodles and went to bed early, proud but exhausted. Day 2 of the challenge. Hit differently. Today is Friday. I woke up late because I didn't have my usual caffeine fix. My body felt sluggish and my brain foggy. I rummaged through my kitchen and found some eggs and old bread. Breakfast solved. Then I walked again, slower this time. At lunch, my friend Mia waved me over. "Hey, Heather, come eat with us." I smiled awkwardly and said, I already ate." Lie. My stomach disagreed loudly. In the afternoon, I sat in the back of the lecture hall, fighting both hunger and regret. I realized the hardest part of not spending money wasn't the lack of cash. It was breaking the habit of buying comfort. Buying coffee to wake up. Buying snacks when bored. Buying things to fill small emotional gaps. That night, I went home and made rice with canned beans. Bland, but I ate it gratefully. Day 3 of the challenge. Today is Saturday. I woke up to sunlight and silence. Normally, weekends meant brunch with friends, maybe a quick trip downtown. But this weekend, I couldn't. I lay in bed scrolling through Facebook, then opened Netflix. Bad timing. My subscription was expiring that day. One more day, I thought. Let's make it count. By afternoon, boredom hit hard. I wanted to go outside, grab an iced latte, walk around the city, but that would mean spending money. Instead, I decided to clean my room, something I hadn't done properly in weeks. While rearranging my kitchen shelves, I found forgotten treasures. A half bag of rice, some oatmeal, 2 cans of tuna, and a jar of peanut butter. It felt like finding gold. I cooked everything into a weird but edible meal. Tuna rice with soy sauce. And you know what? It wasn't bad. As I ate, I smiled to myself. When you can't buy, I thought, you learn to create. Not spending money was forcing me to be resourceful, and a little proud of it. Day 4 of the challenge. Sunday felt long. I was lying in bed when my phone buzzed. A message from friends. "Hey Heather, we're heading downtown. Want to come?" Without thinking, I replied, "Sure." Then it hit me. Going downtown meant food, coffee, maybe shopping, money. I stared at the message, sighed, and called back. "Actually, I can't. I'm doing a no-spend challenge." They laughed. "You're crazy." Maybe I was. So I stayed home, scrolled through Instagram, and watched free documentaries on YouTube. My Netflix expired that afternoon. Goodbye comfort shows. I realized something strange. Even social life costs money. To meet friends, to grab coffee, to belong. Money wasn't just about survival, it was a ticket into social circles. That night I sat by my window and watched the city lights, thinking how many of those lights were restaurants full of people spending without thinking. Day 5 of the challenge. Monday again. I woke up still tired, craving caffeine. I made oatmeal and packed a small lunchbox, rice, egg, and a few crackers. During lunch break, I sat under a tree outside the library, eating alone but at peace. After class, I invited Mia to my place. We cooked pasta from what I had left and watched an old movie on YouTube. No fancy food, no takeout, just laughter and friendship. That night, while washing dishes, I realized something profound. Happiness didn't come from spending money. It came from moments shared, from connection. Day 6 of the challenge. Tuesday was tough. Everywhere I looked, people had coffee cups, fast food boxes, or energy drinks. The smell from the campus cafe was almost cruel. I wanted to quit. Just buy one coffee, one slice of pizza. But I reminded myself, 2 more days. You got this. I walked past a food truck and inhaled the scent of fried chicken, imagining the crunch, the warmth. It was torture. But I didn't give in. I went home, heated leftover rice, and told myself, I'm not just saving money. I'm learning control. That night, as I journaled, I wrote, financial discipline is emotional discipline. If you can control your cravings, you can control your wallet. Day 7 of the challenge. Wednesday, the final day. When I woke up, something felt different. The urge to buy coffee was gone. I felt light. Maybe it was pride, or maybe my body had adjusted. I made a simple breakfast, eggs and toast, and walked to class. The autumn air felt fresher than usual, like I was noticing things I used to ignore. That afternoon, I sat at my desk writing my reflection. A week ago, I was nervous, addicted to small luxuries. Now, I felt calmer, more aware. I realized that not spending didn't make life worse, and it made me see what actually mattered. I didn't need to chase comfort in every purchase. I could create it myself. Before bed, I opened the student forum again. Dozens of students had tried the challenge. Most gave up after 3 or 4 days. I smiled, feeling quietly proud. I'd made it to the end. A week without spending money taught me more than any finance class ever could. It taught me that money is not evil, but the way we use it defines us. That buying happiness is temporary, and that comfort doesn't have to cost $5 a cup. That every swipe of a card is a small decision, and enough small decisions can shape your entire mindset. I realized how lucky I was. My family's support had made me careless with money. I didn't have to worry, and so I never learned discipline. This week changed that. To every college student out there, whether you're struggling with money or not, here's my advice. Don't wait until you're broke to learn about control. Even if your family can support you, don't let that become an excuse for careless spending. Try the No Spend Week challenge once. You'll be surprised by what you discover. Learn to say no to your impulses. Learn to cook instead of order. Learn to walk instead of Uber. Learn to appreciate what you already have. Because money, when handled with awareness, gives you freedom, not pressure. And when you stop buying things to feel good, you start feeling good for real. Epilogue. It's been 2 months since my challenge. I still buy coffee sometimes, and yes, I renewed my Netflix subscription. But something inside me changed. Now, before I buy anything, I pause for 2 seconds and ask, do I really need this? Most of the time, the answer is no. And that tiny pause, that awareness, has made all the difference. So yeah, living 1 week without spending money didn't just save me a few bucks. It made me grow up a little. It made me see myself clearly, and that, I think, is priceless. If you've ever tried living on a budget or want to challenge yourself like I did, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more real stories about money and student life.